adrenaline, hey. You're taking over me now, and I'm giving in, feeling you in my veins. Your adrenaline, hey. You're taking hold of me now, and I'm sinking in, feeling you in my veins. Your adrenaline, hey.
Putting in big work, yeah. But I'm still a boss, call me mister. Yeah. No L's, I'm a winner like December. Swear, stand on top till it's over. For real dope, boy, I go crazy. All day, every day, crazy. Man, I swear to God, I go crazy. Every trip, I going crazy.
Seem like every chance that I get, I show out like a pair of Lambo doors on the whip. My sneakers on the floor, man, you know they cost the grip. They know I go crazy anytime I can flip. Lost lifestyle, I be flexing like I live. Cheerleader on the side, wanna come and give me kiss. All I do is work, put up numbers every trip. One time I took a loss, I've been winning ever since. Got my drum bag on me, you don't want me to unzip. I could give you 50, try to tell you I'm legit.
下一场对阵德赛的话，就扛压就行了嘛，因为帅哥现在就是状态也特别好嘛，然后能扛住压就可以了。就希望下把我们都打得很好，然后可以进决赛吧。
Well, there we have it. A nice, clean, easy 2-0 to start off this series for LGD. I can't even say that with a straight face. How much balls? I'm joined by Lyric. Well, what a game. 50 plus minutes. It was very close. It was very tight. LGD take it at the end somehow.
I mean, it took them 2 Elders, Orn items, and Orianna, and a ton of shenanigans, and a bunch of misplays coming from Ning and other members of IG.
And you know, it might not have been that impactful in the grand scheme of the game, but let's start the conversation with what happened in the early game as well. Because when we look at the draft, I feel like both teams had reasonable drafts. I don't feel like in the late game it was just like one team had the draft that won the game. This felt much more down to mechanical play.
We saw that. I'd still favor what LGD have in the late game, right? They have the Orn items coming out. They have a really nice frontline. They have the Orianna damage. But we saw that IG had a lot of mobility that if they can kite out that initial engage, they can actually play off their range really well, and I think Puff did a good job of that. But in the early game, man, it was all about LGD, and especially Xie, especially that mid play with the ultimate when Ning and Rookie were going in, outplaying that, picking up the kill, and it looked like this game was going to be all Xie.
Yeah, it felt like it was going to be all Xie, and Xie's going to be our MVP for the second game here. And, you know, kind of expectedly so with the way he started this game off as well. He looked amazing on this Orianna. I mean, the first thing that jumps to my mind is the play underneath the tower when Rookie and Ning, tried to assassinate him.
And it didn't work out. He did really good. And, we even get a nice action shot of it coming in. Of course, using that shield, the Q, and then right there, just nice ultimate.
What happened?
That's what I watched that replay so many times, but in the end he does pick up the kill, and then we saw them transferring that pressure quite well across the map. We saw them looking to pick off the Shy quite early, and this is when things started to look quite dire because they had a 4-5k gold lead. They were transitioning it into those Drakes that we were talking about, especially the Elders early on because of course IG picked up the Soul, but LGD just got so trigger shy.
Yeah, and it really, really felt to me like we were seeing the old LGD back that we've seen all split long, where when they look good, they look great. The team fights, when they happen, look exceptional. Mechanically speaking, these guys look fantastic. But you see them at the Baron, you see them at the Elder Dragon. They're like toying with the idea of going for the objective, toying with the idea of going for the enemy, and kind of not really doing either in the end.
And I remember me and you were talking during game. We were pointing out so many areas where it's like, okay, Mark could have looked for an engage here. Longshin could have opened Call of the Forge, you got here. You guys are strong right now. You have the Orn items. I remember you just screaming at the screen like, you guys have Elder. You can fight this. But LGD have always been a team that like to take things very slow and have very, like, confirmed 120% we will win this fight engages. Even the last fight where they finally won, it was actually IG coming into them.
That's the crazy thing. And when you have things like a Leona and an Orn in your composition, that should be the ticket for you to start these engages yourself. You should be able to be decisive. And we have seen in playoffs LGD be decisive. This feels like almost stage jitters, and which on a super experienced roster like this sounds weird to say.
I love that you mentioned the the tanks coming out, because Longxing also itemizing way better than the Shy did in the first game. We saw things like the Abyssal Mask coming out, upgrading that, having some MR. And once again, the Shy showing us, for some reason, he just hates building Magic Resist, having a weird build overall.
Hey, he had a Negatron Cloak in that stone plate, so...
And I guess he just wanted very quick CDR with, I think he bought the Black Cleaver and Iceborne Gauntlet. It was weird. He wasn't very tanky in that game anyway. And, you know, I feel like the members of LGD, in the long run, showed up.
I definitely agree. And IG, they had some players that would really try and Puff, especially. My heart goes out to you, Puff, because that was a great performance on the Ezreal. He really, really tried to make it happen for his team. Wasn't enough at the end of the day. And we have to bring back the conversation here of the 1v9 meter for Rookie. And this game, he gets a 2 on the 1v9 meter, because this was not a 1v9. This was a weak performance from Rookie, and that's a sentence I haven't said in a very long time.
Like, early on, he had some good moments. It was a bit shaky in the mid lane. I remember when he went down to the 2-man when he tried to burst out Xie. Had some good picks in the mid game, which led them to taking a Baron.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, from there just wasn't much to be seen.
Yeah, Rookie unfortunately not, and especially on this Zoe as well, you expect Rookie to pop off. I saw the Zoe locked in Chap Select, I was like, this is the 10 out of 10 game. This is where we really get to talk about Rookie. Just didn't happen. The early game, as you said, struggling a little bit in the trades against Xie, and part of that as well is Xie having the game of his life, honestly.
Xie played phenomenally in that early game. I also feel like going back to the other side, just to, you know, kick IG a bit more. Ning sadly did not have a good game at all. I mean, I remember even one of his engages onto Graves in the bottom half when the first Elder came up. It didn't make a lot of sense. The Shy also, he had a bit of a lane advantage, but wasn't able to transition it into much more, maybe 1 or 2 good ultimates. But when Ning's not stepping up, Rookie not being able to put the team on his back, which, I mean, to be fair, you should not be expected to 1v9 a game. Let's, you know, throw that out there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it felt like the top half of IG, as in top and jungle, just really didn't perform too well.
And I will say as well that, like, we saw Puff having a good game, and he is on this Ezreal in a composition in the late game that has Triforce. Like, you expect him to do a lot of damage. You expect him to be able to step up in those situations. But Baolan as well actually had a pretty decent game on this Thresh. When we think about Baolan being this super aggressive support that just always wants to go in, playing this Peel-style Thresh, he actually looked pretty good during the team fight.
He did look fine, but you know who outdid him? Was our main man, Mark. He was unlocked on the map. He was moving around. He did have a lot of good ultimates. Again, the thing is, we want to see LGD have the confidence to look for more engages, because when they do find them, they are quite good.
This is the thing, right? Like, we can talk back and forth about who individually played well across this series, but this was not a individual player kind of game. This was 50-plus minutes of League of Legends. With 2 Elder Dragons taken, with Barons galore taken, like, LGD, just end the game. Like, they could have just ended the game, and they played so well about denying IG from ending the game, but then when they had the tools to do it, when they were knocking on the door of IG's base, they were just like, maybe we should reset.
Yeah, and IG's comp actually didn't even have, like, great wave clear from behind. You have an Ezreal, and again, you don't have something like a Hurricane or easy way to clear waves. Zoe as well is not some champion. One Paddle Star will not clear the whole wave, but I feel like looking forward, despite how messy it was, obviously LGD are in a great position. The momentum they have carrying into Game 3 and the mindset that IG should have, I think should spell out a pretty easy 3-0.
It's feeling that way, and I can see your oozing confidence for LGD, and I think you may have an ulterior motive there, Mr. Lyric, as I know that you believe anti-faith is what IG are fueled by. But I do want to transition this conversation now towards the draft, because IG are going to be opting into the blue side now. They're changing tact, as we saw yesterday from them. And I'm curious what you think is going to change when we do get into this draft on how IG are building these compositions.
So we've seen LGD have to ban Set, Lucian, and Ashe every game. So now they're going to have to change out one of those bans for the Caitlyn, or IG gets the Caitlyn. So assuming they open the Ashe, now IG has that Ashe in the bot lane. They can guarantee themselves that priority. Set has been something Ning's looked quite well on, or Rookie gets Solution. I feel like there's no downside to getting this blue side. You're going to have a new pick opened up to you.
I will ask you, though, do you feel like this Caitlyn is absolutely mandatory ban on the red side right now? Because we did see the Caitlyn come through for FPX yesterday in Game 5, and it didn't work. LWX was not able to pilot it to success in that game.
The thing is, we did see it get the early advantage that it needed. I also feel like FPX comp wasn't the best built around it, having really no AP damage into the Shy Zorn, and we said the Shy only builds armor regardless anyway, so Yeah, I feel like it is a definitely must pick. To me, it should be a pretty free win champion, unless LGD have some certain strategy built around it. You know, again, you can pair Ashe with some type of pushing mage support and maybe try to counteract it.
I am curious what kind of picks we get in this mid lane out of this game as well, because, you know, this Zoe versus Orianna, it's an exciting matchup to watch because we saw both of these guys very mechanically gifted in the mid lane, and they are willing to try and find the 1v1 as well. That's the exciting thing about this matchup to me, is that when you're looking at these two mid laners, they want to fight. They want to make it happen. And that kind of surprised me from Shie as well, because when I think of Shie, it's not like, I don't think of him as the guy that's going to look for the 1v1, but here against Rookie, he is stepping up.
I think the thing goes back to in the previous games is that we've actually seen Ning paying a lot of attention to mid, and that in both games actually was able to outplay some of these ganks. He's able to get some item advantages early on, and I think with that bit of a gold boost, a confidence boost, he's like, hey, you know, again, I have a strong champion, I'm confident in my champion, I'm going to aggressively go forward.
And we saw that multiple times, but it's time to see if LGD can actually do it. This will be the first time in 5 years that they make it to Worlds if they can win this game. I'm going to kick it over to our casters to find out exactly how this is going to go down. Hysterics and Dagda, please take it away.
Thank you, sexy man. Appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 3. I'm Hysterics. This is Dagda, and we are going to take you through the call. See if this is the last one. 5 years in the making for LGD to get to this point. 5 long years for the organization of being towards the bottom of the table. And here we are.
And what an opportunity this would be to take down Invictus Gaming, get yourself to that world stage again. And as we talked about, the number of veterans on this team, with Peanut and Shie going to Worlds in 2017, yes. Longxing only going last year with RNG, and then as well looking at that bottom lane for Kramer, I think it was 2018 was the last time he went as well. So, I mean, like, this is not only for the organization, but for a lot of these players as well, as a return to that world stage as well.
It's crazy to me that we're at this point at 2-0 once again, where IG are facing down the barrel of getting 3-0'd like they did in the quarterfinals. However, a lot of people stopping to believe this is the problem, where IG, you know, I had a 3-2, and I went on Twitter and I said, you know, if the Shy is going to do this, if IG are going to do this, we need to open all 8 gates. We need to see Maito Shy.
How many gates are we on at this stage?
He opened gate 6, but he went down a couple. Not because of last game, just because of the position where IG are.
Okay.
We're going to ramp up to the 8 gate. The gate of death opens on game 5. But here's the thing. A lot of people stop believing, so then they believe. A lot of people believe, so IG go down 0-3. Either way, from your brain knowledge right now, LGD in a really good position. Yeah. Realistically, a 3-0 is how this feels, with LGD being the better team in the series. We said that yesterday about FPX. Let's just see. Because either way, I think the audience wins. We, either way, get a very strong team in LGD or a very surprising team in Invictus Gaming. And as we were coming onto the stage, we saw smiles on both teams. LGD, I understand, but like Rookie the Shy smiling, Puff and Baolan very jovial. This team does not get dissuaded when they're down against the wall. That's the problem that a lot of other teams in the LPL have faced up against them in the past.
And I think they have a lot of people looking at IG going, they can't keep getting away with this. They can't do it again. They are down 2-0 in our regional finals. They are 1 game away from going out of our opportunity to go towards Worlds.
2 years in a row, it can't happen. This time around, they've chosen blue. And as Ashe gets banned away, let's see what that first pick is, because Invictus Gaming, blue side is when they started finding their success on yesterday. Yesterday, anyway. First pick is going to be the set. What do you have?
And flexibility here with that set pick. More than likely going towards Ning in the jungle. It's where we've seen set start to tend more towards. But definitely Baolan has had spectacular performances on this pick as well. LGD side, I'd like to see them go towards something like the Ezreal here for Kramer in that bottom lane. And again, allowing to unlock Mark alongside a strong jungler here for Peanut. You can be pretty sure you're going up against the set here. So the potential for Peanut to go towards something maybe like the Lee Sin, or if he really wanted to, can double down on these AD carries and go towards the Kindred.
Kindred is a good point. We've seen Peanut excel on that in the past. With the Graves not open, it does open a bit of a can of worms.
Yeah, the only thing I would be worried about if locking in this Kindred early is you have to make sure you've got a strong top and mid then, because you want to be able to use that pressure for Peanut to invade. But not opting to go for the jungler quite yet. Instead, they're going to lock in that Ornn towards Longxing. So once again, LGD opting for this late game team fight where they can start giving these Ornn items around and spike off of the 2 items that the Ezreal has.
Start building that front to back precisely. Let's see though, because IG already have the set, and a lot of time we'll see that, you know, things like the Orianna basis for rookie in the mid lane.
I think the Zoe's probably going to come through here.
Oh, good point.
And when we look towards Set, he oftentimes ends up facilitating the front line for these kind of play at range compositions.
Yep.
And it's something that IG has liked to tend towards, especially over at least the last couple of days, where you can go towards the Zoe, have the Jhin play at range as well, and just try and play this poke and run style to get away from the likes of this Ornn ult.
Promo was on this Jhin in game number 2 and excelled really nicely. And had a lot of windows to play through, and Puff hopefully going to get the same. Is it the Zoe? Yes, it is. Well said, Dagda. So that'll get locked in. Now it kind of throws a spanner towards Shie.
I think you go Orianna again. I mean, it worked in the last game. You got some good help from Mark, and we can still see that same thing coming through. So LGD, I mean, very much going with, hey, look, it worked last game. Let's go towards it again.
Building a very standard team composition for LGD, while a lot of range for IG so far. We still need top laner for the Shy. What do you want for LGD?
Well, it's the jungle for LGD that
That's
I'm
true.
most curious about. Imagine IG are going to start banning away some of Peanut's more high priority picks, something like the Lee Sin. Even the Olaf wouldn't be the worst idea with the composition that LGD have. Just give the set a little bit more room to breathe in this early game, but we'll have to see if that is going to be the decision. It's actually the Lilia they're going to take away.
A lot of it being played in solo queue by our LPL pros at the moment, just as a heads up. And we know over in EU, was played last night, the G2 Fnatic series, but I'll hold on that. Double support ban by LGD towards Balan.
It basically screams Leona. Like, Thresh does really well against Leona, Braum does really well against Leona, and the Braum as well does well against Ornn, so just shutting that fact down. But either way, imagine LGD going to go towards this Leona on this next rotation, and then leave that jungle pick for the last rotation.
Seems like the smart port call, right? So let's get it. Leona. To make perfect sense. There is no other real pick, right? Unless you want to start flexing around with Lux and take it away from IG.
And I was going to say, there's no need for them to go towards the jungle. I actually would have preferred to go towards the support, unless they're trying to counter pick. But, I mean, your counter picks for the Leona are already gone, so take the Leona.
Dagda, this is why you get paid the big bucks, sir. Response from IG. Now, Balan on Nautilus is a pretty standard port of call. You've got a Jhin, you've got a lot of CC layering down. This would mean they were trying to attack something like mid, or set up the dive for the bottom lane. Nautilus a bit more standard. Let's just pause on this one.
So the only thing maybe that LGD were thinking when they're looking at maybe taking the Lee Sin is this could still be a potential Balan flex towards that bottom lane.
Oh my lord.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
It's
all right.
Jakey Boy's story time. In 2019, in the regional final, similar situation to this, when it was Game 5. That's the only difference about this story. The Shy pulled out Vladimir, and his team fighting was what helped IG make Worlds as the 3rd seed. Their backs are against the wall. They've got a lot of games to win, but the Shy's Vladimir has come to known around the world as one of the best. And now we have our team composition. What does Peanut pick in the jungle?
I
He's
saw
laughing.
the Skarner and I was like, oh god, no. Peanut, please don't go towards the Skarner. I beg you. Anything but the Skarner. Oh no, it's going to pick Skarner.
It's a Scorpion King.
I actually hovering the Jarvan. I'd love the Jarvan.
Scorpion King.
I think Jarvan would be great. I think you got great ball delivery here. Okay, Lee
What a
Sin
shame.
works as well. But either way, Skarner would have been horrific in this composition, so I'm delighted he stayed away from it. The Lee Sin, I think, very much is about just trying to plaster over this early game. Try and play through both Xie and Longxing. Give yourself a nice dueling jungler to go against Ning, because there is a very real threat of this set, if he's given free roam in the early stages, working to set up particularly like Rookie and Balan in his bottom lane. A lot of pressure there to try and make these plays happen. So Peanut going against Ning on this Lee Sin is going to be pretty good for LGD.
I mean, on the side of IG, though, I'm looking at that comp and I'm saying, well, there's a lot of disruption for the Shy to play between, right? These flanks from the Vladimir can be set up really nicely. But it is when the Shy pulls out Vladimir, you know it's the Hail Mary. A lot of the time they use it as that Game 5 decider. They use it as, all right, let's throw that spanner into the works. He gets a free lane against the Ornn. He wants to build this advantage and then come into these fights. And win him a game.
And it felt like it was basically a coin flip. It's like, do we go towards the Vladimir or the Kale? Like, they
Yeah,
want the
true.
Shy and Akari here. End up going towards the Vladimir. Now, he has played this once before, did get a win on it, but he only has a KDA of 1. So it wasn't the best of performances, but did get them across the line. Either way, in a lane matchup like this, the Shy is very much going to be trying to get these flanks, flashing into the back line, and setting up his team for success. But he needs the likes of Bowland, Puff, and Rookie to be setting him up to allow him backline access against an LGD comp that's set up to win against them.
He's 13-5 on Vladimir in his entire career, one of his most played champions. Is it enough to keep IG in this, to keep IG their chance towards Worlds? Or will LGD be our 4th team for this year? Will LGD finally end their 5-year-long curse? Boris, what do you think? Because LGD has stayed in a pretty good case as we enter Summoner's Rift for potentially the last time.
And the issue for the Shy in this game is one that you kind of hinted at a little bit, Hysterics, is the composition from LGD does so well against the Vlad. Vlad wants to be in the thick of things with his phase rush moving around, but you have so many things that you have to try and deal with between stuns from Mark coming in, the CC from Longxing, even just Peanut sitting there and kicking you out the second you come in. So he's going to have to be really on point with these pools if he's hoping to get access to the back line. And that's not even including the fact that Kramer, he can arcane shift away, flash away, and even the shields late game from Xie will nullify quite a lot of that damage.
It's all about playing around that vision being a surprise factor. IG on their last stand. Yesterday, after beating FPX, 5-game series, a 3-for-2. People started favoring IG coming into this series, right? LGD are the team that people didn't expect could have a chance going to Worlds, but 2-0 up, looking so damn strong. As Longxing takes an extended trade with Transfusion.
I actually don't like the fact that Longxing went for Grasp of the Undying. You take the Grasp of the Undying, in lanes at least where you can get on top of your lane opponent. Like, it's really difficult for you to get on top of this Vladimir who plays at range, uses the Q to just heal himself up. Usually in ranged matchups like this, we go towards the Unsealed Spellbook for access to all these extra summoner spells, but also the fact you get the reduced summoner spell cooldown so you can make plays elsewhere. I don't like this Grasp of the Undying. You're not going to get much use out of his Longxing.
All right, well, we'll take a look at the lane, especially with Phase Rush, a lot of chase potential. Took an early trade, as speaking of which, it's Baolan with the Dredge line in the bottom lane. Dancing Grenade follows that. And they hit level 2. Longxing hits the same up in this top side. So Tides of Blood should be here. I'm not sure if we went Sanguine Pool alongside, but I assume for the trading capabilities, it is the E. Yes, it is. And Phase Rush taken. This is nice. And it begins.
And expect the Shy to be able to bully this lane pretty continuously. Phase Rush just adding into that equation because he can outrange Longxing, move around these pillars as they come out quite nicely. However, I want to see this mid-game spike being run away with by LGD, because when you look towards Kramer off of 2 items, he's going to be great. Xie off of the Ludens and maybe an Oblivion Orb, or even going towards... I wouldn't mind... Actually, yeah, I like the Oblivion Orb for the Morellos early here. But either way, this is where LGD start to get strong, and they can run away with this while you're waiting on, like, Puff to get towards that Infinity Edge as his 3rd item. The Shy working towards these late-game Vladimir items as well. I want to see LGD having a strong mid-game, which for me has been the crux of their issues when they don't get off to an early game lead.
Might be built on how Peanut approaches this top lane. The Shy has a massive wave here. Peanut walking in. This could be trouble. Searing Charge doesn't connect, and Longxing procs the Phase Rush here for the Shy. And auto-attacking another part of the trading. And the fact that Longxing's getting CS is great, but now he has to back. The TP's going to have to be burned. And IG, this solo lane up in the top side doing exactly what it should so far.
And Ning now knows he's free to make plays elsewhere, because with the Shy having that aggressive trade in the top side, Peanut can't make any plays up there, so Ning invades, gets vision control, and looking to play around Baolan and Puff, who have this pushing bot lane.
You just see that Kramer makes the sidestep for the Dredge line, and now for the re-engage. Ignite's been placed down immediately. They want to get the all-in straight onto Puff on this Ezreal. He gets low, and still poke at range with Ning walking down, but the W doesn't connect, and Baolan's just dead. LGD's bottom lane is the Facebreaker getting ready, but never mind, Puff just destroys him. No AD carry in lane for LGD. Means a net win for IG.
Kramer needed to sidestep the Facebreaker and ends up walking into the 4th shot of Puff, so it's a kill apiece, but a fairly sizable wave is being lost for Kramer on this bottom side.
Ready, we're just going to keep looking at top side, aren't we? There's one grass proc at the very least.
Yeah.
And the Shy just hoping to get 6 so he can keep burning him out. Remember, well, it's getting hard for me tonight, that Lungxing burnt his TP to get back up in this top side. Was able to get a Ruby Crystal on his descent back. Searing Charge not going to connect for a second time. Let's look at this again, because this was a nice engage at first.
It was, if you didn't have Ning there. Ning was so close to recalling, maybe a second before that finished. So LGD getting a bit ahead of themselves in this bottom lane. They get this kill on towards Bellland, which is really nice. Just finishing him off there with the Mystic Shot. But if you watch here, Kramer, he needed to dodge the face breaker, but it ends up moving himself back in towards where Puff kind of finish him off with that forward shot. Didn't even need to burn his flash in that trade.
Denied a nice chunky wave. There's one building up for him as well, so back timing's great for Puff. Gachea's shard in inventory with a cull, while the rest of IG want to make the engage. Balan makes the roam, auto attacks for Xie. Hex flash over the wall, and Xie with the phase breaker in and chilling smite. Doesn't connect. Ning was holding off, and that flash burnt means Rookie with this massive wave will be able to push this one in as well.
Brilliant call from Balan, realizing, look, I don't need to be in this bot side. Let's gain more advantages from that play that just happened.
Oh, yeah, and Trouble Bubble a little bit short. Rookie has flash, though, as he takes 2 turret shots. A double flash, in fact, with one in his inventory. So Peanut here to help push out the wave. Xie stuck around. He didn't want to lose too much.
Still, win for Brookie, getting control of this mid lane. Bot lane now going in their favor as well. And this time around, we have Cloud Dragon first, which means these valuable dragons that IG can look to pick up for themselves in the early game will net them some advantages.
Peanut walking in. Trouble Bubble is going to connect here. Remember that Rookie flash is there if he wants to go over, but use the portal jump instead. He's level 6. Hex flash over the wall, going to be spotted out now. The first flash burnt, Ignite down, steals another, and Ning picks up the kill. Very proactive start here from IG, finally in the series.
And this is what we wanted to see. Bellland being active in the early game, using the fact that Kramer's on something like an Ezreal to get out and help Ning set up these plays. IG now looking really good coming into their game 3.
Even after that top lane trade. Didn't go well for the Shy. He's going to ult though. Down goes Mark. Base breaker. First time I've seen it used. And Ning picks up the second kill of his game.
This is IG doing just amazing stuff in this early game. I thought that again we'd see them come off to a slow start, not really wanting to play too heavily around it, but they've been exploiting just these tiny mistakes from LGD so well.
But let's see, because Xie's in with Shockwave now. The Wombo very much available, only onto Balan, who sends him left as Sonic Wave into Resonating Strike. Peanut has his kick if he wants to get the kill, but there's a top lane on who wants Rookie. Balan the only person to go down for now. None of IG can capitalize on this, so LGD get away with a kill.
Ning does get the Dragon though, and Hex flashes back out over the wall, so Dragon's still going in favor of IG, but at least IG, or LGD even, are getting something back in their favor.
Yep.
It just cost Longxing his TP and this wave that the Shy's pushed in topside.
Well, Longxing just walked on down, but now for Rookie in a bit of trouble. Trouble does connect, and Rookie wants to dodge away from 3 people. The Zenith Blade also on top of him as Portal Jump is not going to save his life. The kick gives it over to Xie while Ignite comes in. It's Balan with the dredge line. That's a Shy short. And Peanut just walks away. There's a bit of gold from the turret plating too. And LGD very much in this game as well.
Nice job to respond. With Rookie not having his flash up available, they're able to make this play. Mark getting out and answering for some of these early roams from Bellland.
We have to look at the kill distribution after we've seen a little bit of early action here in this game once again. But Arcane Shift, Puff healing away. Kramer wants that 1v1, and Puff now super low with the enemy support in lane.
And this has been the biggest improvement of Kramer this split, his ability to spot these openings in the bot side. However, IG got to put him back in his box.
Ning doesn't have flash, but the Hex Flash if needed to be used, waiting for the face breaker as Mark wants an early escape, but Kramer's the target with a low mana bar. That face breaker needs to be dodged. The Arcane Shift not available, gets the true damage. And much like true damage, that was a sick track from Ning.
Nice job from IG. Once again, Ning and Baolan, they're grouping up. And this was the power of the new system we saw from IG, where Ning and Baolan will move into these side lanes together and set up for plays. Usually we see it towards the top side, but bot lane's working just as well this game.
Really is. Apart from, Puff is kind of having a bit of trouble on this gym, but apart from that, 3-0 on Ning. His set during the regular season has looked quite good. And again here, when it matters, it's kind of showing up. So a good start for IG. 1K gold lead, 9 minutes into the game.
And look at the timing here for them. Puff and Bowland back. Right, let's move towards Rift Herald. Let's solidify these advantages in these early stages of the game. You already know that Kramer's just gone towards his bot side, so you don't even need to have Puff go that direction. All you need is Bowland to give you that numbers advantage.
Bowland roaming with Ning. What we talked about with playstyle for IG is very much online. Bowland doesn't need level 6, but still around here, Rift Herald, perfect timing. Yeah, spots him out, but not in time to get that control ward. So IG have vision control around this objective, and the Shy has a pushing top lane. And Kramer still spotted out, sticking around, trying to get some turret plating, so...
And this sucks for Puff. He actually can't move up because Mark has stayed bot side, so he needs to trade these waves bot and these turret plates over because IG have committed at least a few members towards this Rift Herald. Although, Bowland will steadily make his way back towards bot side to support the AD carry.
But great timing, because you can see Ning going up to the Herald while Peanut spotted over a ward. So Bowland groups up with him, maybe a bit defensive tactics.
I mean, look at LGD, though. They've already gotten all these turret plates on the bot side of the map. So, honestly, this is a worthwhile trade for LGD. And that Kramer tax we were talking about, well, it's right onto Kramer that all this gold is funneled.
Yeah, definitely right on time as well, especially after getting denied the wave with the kill in the 2v2. Rookie, though, being set up for the game because Herald goes down now. Chie wants a shockwave. Peanut was waiting behind enemy lines. Call the Forge God was used top lane. I think Longxing just wanted to clear the wave.
Exactly. Clear the wave, stop this dive coming through from Ning. The Shy had built up this steady push, and when you hear that Rift Herald call going down, nice job from Longxing to realize he was next on the menu for Ning.
Ning holding back the wave while the Shy can pretty much clear this quickly. With the 8th, a Wisp already in his inventory. Herald going to get dropped down here, and there's going to be a lot of gold funneled into the Shy's Vladimir. Already set up for his first item, and you know, he's gone between two, as we normally see with Vladimir's. Towards a Proto Belt, always towards the Spellbinder 2 as the second item. But now has a bit more gold to complete one, and keep denying Longxing from having much of a laning phase. But Dagda, I have to give props to Longxing. Only 10 CS behind. He's been playing this well so far. And has been trading back nicely with Catalyst now in the inventory.
Yeah, there's not very much you can do for Longxing in this top lane. It is a lane matchup that sucks, and that's why we were kind of saying, look, this grasp is so unusual in this top lane because it doesn't really offer you a lot in these scenarios. However, it does mean that because we've got bot lane going a bit awry for LGDs, we said losing matchup there, losing matchup top lane for Longxing. Peanut hasn't had the opportunity to be the most aggressive in this early stages, has got some plays toward mid, and now with Mark being able to get a lane again, maybe we see Peanut getting a bit more active again.
But I'm having a Monka moment because I saw Ning bottom lane in the brush, but that ward there, see the ward in lane? LGD knows he's there. Peanut is going to back away. And so they have full information on Ning while we have the transfusion used up in the top side with the Hema Plague. Bit of pressure added to Longxing. He's at half. Well, Shockwave used on the mid lane. Rookie might be in a bit of trouble with Mark nearby. Solar Flare is available. Trouble Bubble lands first and forces Xie to cleanse. Ning and Baolan was spotted out on another ward while Peanut is trying to get around and get that miracle kick right in front of Dragon.
And this is what we talked about, is LGD being a little bit stronger at this point in time. Although, they would love to have Longxing here, but no TP, and he's struggling with a Vampire.
Yeah.
This is actually where LGD, if they can't find a pick, they cannot go towards this Dragon, because IG can have the Shy come in, and even without the Hemo Plague, just the numbers advantage alone will mean LGD can.
You gotta remember when they channel in through a choke, it's dangerous. Rookie gets low, but that Deadly Flourish, beautiful. The curtain call with a Trouble Bubble. He's just waiting. Oh, the insult to injury. It is the kill going over to Puff, and that's Dragon assured.
And I like the way it's like Puff and Rookie both kind of sitting there going, no, 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 this is your kill. It's the gentleman at the door. Who doesn't want to go first? But Puff does manage to get himself 2 kills now, and LGD gets early game, very quickly rolling away.
But the Shy are about to see this one. The flash here with the ultimate. He goes into the Hemo Plate, though. Excuse me, it is the pull that was used by the Shy to escape. And now that he has IG converging on this position, 3 versus 3. Dodges away from the dredge line crucially, but nicely done. The CC could have been chained better from LGD to make sure the Shy died in that one. But
that's the issue, is that you have to be on point with LGD. Now, as you start to accrue a lot more members from LGD to deal with the Shy, you start to get like Longxing CC, Mark has that facilitation. Also, just the fact that you can get these kicks from Peanut where the Shy is trying to go aggressive. LGD still should be able to deal with him, but when you try to dive onto the Shy, that's where he's able to use that much more defensively and easily get out.
Puff is stuck around here. Good dodge from the Sonic Wave. Turret will still go down, but Puff lives crucially. and doesn't give away that bounty. So kind of saw that one coming while in rotation, Xie's caught out a bit. Trouble Bubble's too far forward, and Rookie won't get the kill, but will put Xie to half health, and we're kind of seeing Rookie back on Zoe, doing very well in this lane, and adding a lot of pressure to LGD's mid laner himself.
Nerdy catches out Xie again, but you can see Rookie, the second that cleanses down, being far more aggressive. I wouldn't be surprised to even see Ning and Baolan starting to play through this mid lane. The Shy's doing shy things in the top lane, being able to get this tower, so let's get Rookie up and rolling alongside Puff and the Shy now.
Stretch line, Arcane shift away from, picks across the map, trying to be capitalized on. And it's always Baolan being proactive with his roams. He returns back to bot just in time to set up this second turret to go down for IG. IG already have a 2k gold lead. This is going to net a bit more in the back pocket.
And this is perfect for IG. You got about a minute and a half now, maybe 2 minutes until that Rift Herald is up and available. So you just spend all this gold you got through top lane, through this bot side as well, and then you should be in a pretty good spot to actually go and contest any sort of pressure that LGD are going to bring to the table. Though we are seeing those first items coming through now for LGD. Kramer actually opting to go towards the Triforce build, inspired a little bit, it feels like, by Puff in the last game.
Yeah, it really has been, hasn't it? Oh no, Ning is just flashing on in. Xie locked down with CC, the shockwave. Great note for the counter engage. Peanut comes in the nick of time, and IG, this turret dive has gone a bit whoopsie. Xie this series, man. Let's call the Forge God onto Puff now. Instant knock up. He gets clapped. Baolan gets knocked up. LGD want to go to World.
IG, where do you think you're going? You can't just go for Xie like that. He's been outplaying you every single time. And LGD now are the ones with the mid lane control. They're the ones that are going to crack open this turret. And then once again, it's Xie, the man who's putting LGD into those stardom modes.
Because even though IG have these late game scalers, you talk about the Vladimir being uncontested through the game. This turret dive, this counter from Xie with the shockwave, puts a lot more gold back into LGD.
And even getting all these extra plays coming through, where you look towards that arcane or true shot barrage from the bot side of the map. Peanut not quite able to get that big kick that he would have hoped for, but either way, Longxing finding that great time to roam down and finish off these low health members.
Suddenly, everything's back to even footing. Now, IG, reset, come back, and we got a Ning highlight after the dive went wrong. But Herald's still going to go down. So from Invictus Gaming, the tempo halted, but at least getting this Herald is something.
And the beauty here for LGD is the ability for Longxing to prioritize this Abyssal Mask. He's already got it finished, but think about like Xie, obviously that big shockwave, you're looking towards Kramer with a bit of that mixed damage. Being able to reduce the magic resist on multiple members of IG when Longxing's able to get into these fights is going to be crucial for them to be able to burn through the likes of Ning, Puff, and even Baolan.
You have to remember as well, going into AP solo lane is such a great buy. But purely since the Shy has the Void Staff as his second item, a lot of that going to be negated. The Shy optimizing nicely as Bubble Bubble's still going to land. The Solar Flare tries to predict where he is. Mark, worth a shot, I guess.
It does mean, though, you no Solar Flare now for this Infernal Dragon.
All right, Hex Flash over. Never mind, excuse me. You're right. No Solar Flare for Dragon. Do LGD back away. Remember, there is an Infernal Soul coming, and if you leave this one open, IG will be on Soul Point.
This is where LGD want to fight. Before the Shy gets big, before Puff gets big. Nice job from Ning, though, to throw down this Rift Herald at the mid lane, because it does force LGD towards the mid, which gives control back to IG and allows for the poke from Rookie and Puff to continue.
And even just the ability to push the next wave, because turret completely gone. The Shy clears waves pretty fast at this point with his 2.5 items. He has a bounty on his head being 0-0-0 because he's 185 CS at 18 minutes into the game. So still, even after the great play mid, LGD definitely going to need more as it ramps up to this mid game. As Revolver connects once again. Rookie with a bit of poke damage, but again, AP solo laners nullified by the Ornn's itemization. Well, the rest of LGD are going to hit down this turret top side. Oh, peekaboo. Xie, Chilling Smite, Face Breaker. It's a peekaboo surprise as he gets dunked and his neck snaps.
LGD do try to answer for the Shy here, but he should be fine.
Need more CC than that. Goes into Transfusion. Will he get kicked away? No, it's Hema playtime. Peanut, I'm not sure if this is the right play as he gets taken down pretty fast. The Shy back to near full health. It's Vladimir things in the making. The transfusion passive with heal comes up. His movement's been massive as safeguard over the wall. Peanut, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And this is pretty scary, like a horror movie gone wrong. Peanut will go down with a shutdown. And IG snap him back.
And I don't think they even realized that Peanut was there. He might have been able to get that recall, but one kill going over. And LGD get the top lane tower, but everything else falls apart.
And you just gave a couple of assists. I'm not sure if the Shy picked up a kill. We'll see in a second. But at the very least, this is the Shy's damage. And we are at 19 minutes into the game.
And now we very quickly need to get these grievous wound items coming through. Kramer specifically, I want to see him go straight towards an Executioner's Calling next. Even if he doesn't finish off the last Whisper, or get the last Whisper and move towards that Mortal Reminder, you need to start prioritizing these grievous wounds, because otherwise the Shy is just going to be unkillable.
We saw the Ezreal in last game, which was Puff, who went into the third, fourth item, but you're right, definitely need to see it coming up next. And then maybe going into that Death Dance as common. But at the very least, right now for IG, we're heading towards Infernal Soul. Last one was picked up, and Ning just keeps doing it. He flashes over the wall, stands still, but Chilling Smite all the same as Mark goes in with a bit of burr again. Solar Flare lands on down and Ning absorbs the damage, but he's still alive, waiting for that shield, but doesn't have it available. LGD poked out, but now numbers advantages into the back line. It's Peanuts Lee Sin, baby, all the time. He wants to bring it back to the world stage. We remember how good he is.
It's Baron! They can go for Baron. Peanut landing that kick, killing Rookie, Ning, and Baolan means LGD are primed to take this objective.
And it's going to go down pretty fast if no one from IG's there, but this is the Shy's play on Vladimir. Hema Plague is available as Puff comes in from one angle. There's low health bars with the curtain call. He hasn't been spotted out as the ward is denied. The Shy runs in with Protobelt, lands onto Xie, but hasn't really nailed this one down. Gets the health bar as Tides of Blood doesn't connect either. Xie's low, but it might be up to Puff to make this play happen. While Kramer runs forward on the Ezreal, Mark's on the flank. The Tides of Blood again. The Shy is CC'd. Goes into the Sanguine pool though. Needs a transfusion. Finds it. And then eventually denies the Baron. Puff gets the last hurrah. And LGD are wiped by Xie.
As Xie now has got to make the hero play. He's the one who has the shockwave, but it's 3v1, and Ning is not going down anytime soon.
Xie with the shockwave, you pointed out. Hex flash over the wall, he predicted this one. And I believe he was standing on a ward, so excuse me. Shockwave used on a Rookie, but he's got a flash. Needs that paddle star, and down Xie goes. LGD will forfeit the Baron off of Puff and the Shy's play.
And LGD needed to turn. They needed to say, right, forego the Baron, we need to kill the Shy, we need to kill Puff. But again, that long range from Puff coming in and working wonders, poking off the members of LGD, not allowing them to actually get those kills, and the Shy taking so much attention.
He stood still after flashing for like half a second, thought, all right, maybe it was an accident, I'll do it. I'll go in anyway. I didn't actually burn his ultimate, so Peanut's kick in the end was the better jungle move.
And even managing to connect onto Baolan there, so they definitively secure that another kill. But here's the problem. LGD are on split calls. Longxing is trying to play keep away. You've got Peanut who's trying to keep that Baron in check. They needed to just turn, pick up more kills, reset, and be happy that they're actually getting more gold funneled into them. However, with all these different directions we move through by LGD, the Shy is just poking and prodding, healing up this whole time, and then you get the rest of IG showing.
Puff dodging that Mystic shot was the difference maker as we're looking live. Solar Flare's burn onto the Shy. Hema Plagues once again only onto one target. Tides of Blood used with the Sanguine Pool, and now they want to engage on him. His healing's going to come through. The Ignite burns out. He dodges away. The Transfusion proc won't matter because he comes back in, heals up. The rest of IG are here as the suplex into the middle with a double face breaker. Invictus Gaming, this is their fight to keep the series going. LGD are going to get smacked again.
And so many times LGD are overcommitting to the Shy. They had Xie who was trying to play catch up. Xie gets caught out, and rather than turning on towards the four other members of IG, they turn towards the Shy, and that gives IG the opportunity to secure the Infernal Soul.
He pulls this pick out when he needs it the most. The Shy's 3-1-2, and this is bringing back memories. A 2-0 where LGD are on match point.
But watch here, LGD commit everything to the Shy. Great Hextech Protobelt to avoid that first engage. Then he gets the pool to avoid the second engage. And at this point, with the Hemo Plague down, with the pool gone as well, you turn back onto the rest of IG. Instead, though, they don't protect Xie. He falls without any sort of real shockwave going across. And that's when the rest of IG are primed to set up to carry this fight.
From here on with the Infernal Soul, any of those fights are going to go way worse for LGD. A 4K gold lead, and then some, with Ning just threatening Peanut. The emotes get flexed up in the air, but IG have 30 seconds left of this Baron. Where they take it looks to be towards the top side, just pushing out these waves. The Shy sitting bottom.
And it's IG who are just making mincemeat of LGD every time they make a mistake. LGD overextend towards Baron, get the kill, secure the Baron. Then LGD not forming up and engaging properly down towards this bottom side gives the Infernal Soul towards IG. It's a really messy game from LGD. And even we look at Xie, who was primed to look pretty good, but all that gold that had been funneled into him early is now sitting 1-5.
Brother, where's the grievous wounds? It's a Vladimir. Yeah. You know, I know it's been a while, but let's throw some grievous wounds in, I reckon. At the very least, would it change anything? Well, at this point with the Infernal Soul, maybe not. But LGD needs some hope, and it could come off the back of Peanut, who's angling for that kick onto Puff. That could get LGD the pick to ride some momentum into the rest of this mid-game. But IG just pushing bottom side, and Lungxin cannot defend.
And look, the Shy is massive at this stage as well. You can see on your screen, Spellbinder now completed alongside the Void Staff and the Proto Belt. A very heavy mid-game spiking build, at least a cheaper build than looking for the likes of the Rabadons and stuff. And this is why LGD right now are struggling.
Well, maybe the last port of call is called the Fortune. It comes down, the Shy snuck into the base on the Kramer! Sucks his blood dry. As Mark now with the Infernal Soul going to deal with him, but everyone from LGD are here, and the Shy's taking a while to die. Transfusion one more time does not complete, as Baolan feels the ride of wave as well. Gets kicked away by Peanut, and Baolan's dead too. Now, that was good at first, but turned very IG with 2 dying as Facebreaker ulti. Peanut a little bit inty, as IG will get the turret.
The thing, though, is that inhibitor bot side didn't go down. So at least for LGD, with this Baron in a minute and a half, they still have that bastion of hope standing in the bottom side. But you can see the Shy, when he gets in on this back line, there's not much that LGD can do.
Well, a series of plays from both Peanut and then Baolan. What's next, Dagda?
Look at the Shy's inventory.
I am.
Elixir of Sorcery.
He wants to fight. Who knew?
No, what he wants to do is end this game.
Okay.
You only pick up the elixirs when you're looking to go, we've got one more fight left in us, because that's when that 500 gold is going to miss. And when the Shy is looking to one-shot Kramer in fashions like that, I'm not surprised. But one more fight at this Baron could be what IG used to funnel through that bot side and win.
Look at Baolan. He's like, brother, I'm with you. You know, that support that's willing to die with you in solo queue. He thinks, you know what? If you think you can 1v5, I'm in with you. And then you both die. But worth a shot, I'd say. With Baron right around the corner in 40 seconds. We're going to have another one of those fights, and the Shy still giga-fed. The rest of IG along the same routers. Rookie's up here. Thanks for the leash. And LGD struggling to get out of their base safely.
And finally, we feel like IG have woken up. Early game pressure, mid-game prowess. Now, their late-game decision-making just needs to close out this game as IG look towards that last outer turret that remains.
Kramer and Mark hovering on the side. Baolan's the one to face check. Here comes the Zenith Blade, and this could be a mistake as Baolan at half health. The upheaval as Baolan dies here, but set ult into the backline, denied by Ning. Meanwhile, Puff is in the middle of everyone. LGD, this is great for them until the Shy joins in. On top of Kramer, Ning will die as the Shy now has to 1 versus 3. Meanwhile, Rookie killing Xie. Mark pretty squishy at this point. The transfusion kills him. And this is real Vladimir stuff coming forward. No one can deal with him. The rest of IG got caught out, but it doesn't matter because of how fed these solo laners are.
And it's just one by one that LGD are funneling into him. Nobody turns to protect both Kramer and Xie on that back line. So the Shy, after that TP, gets full access instead of LGD backing to protect their vulnerable AD carry.
It's funny because that happened for both teams, right? Puff got left on an island. Baolan and Ning tried to go in without the rest of the team, and different pages for both these squads.
But that's the thing, if you have 3 carries on IG and 2 on LGD, IG are happy to trade these carries in situations like this.
That's good math.
So the Shy now in prime position, 6-2-4. Baron is up and available, and again, he's just taking over on this Vladimir.
He's almost full build, man. He's got a needlessly large rod, and it is needless because he's already smashing. 6k gold lead, 29 minutes in. Baron has respawned. Elder's up in 30 seconds. All it takes for IG is one more fight to channel through mid, channel through that bottom open inhibitor, and send us to a game 4. It feels like that is the right direction as Baron starts.
LGD need a front-to-back fight. They want to make sure they got the Shy as far away as possible from Shi and Kramer. No flash, no TP, no flank options.
Wow.
LGD now approach the Baron.
The Shy just did so much damage to the Baron while Battleland in the back end. It is secured by the Jhin, but still, IG have Baron and now they want the game. Curtain call on the backside while the Shy and Rookie are repositioning. He doesn't have flash, but he has the might. Maito Shy goes forward, takes the Solar Flare as Battleland only just survives the Trouble Bubble a bit short. And back away they go. They won't get their dream fight, but the Baron without losing anyone.
It's Elder. Elder is up and available.
That
they can
too.
just go back down towards this bottom side. They have everything up and available that they could possibly need as the Shy going against
God,
LGD.
it's an Ornn! And he's half health. The Shy with Infernal Soul feels pretty bad and back to full health always. As through this choke, Rookie's landing some serious trouble bubbles through the shield. It's going to be the Bellows Breath, but now Ning can face breaker and zone away. The Shy's in for a flank. We're waiting for that flash. It's still not up and available. He gets in the middle with his ulti and starts burning some blood again. Sheer with the Banshee spells running away. And there's the graphic I love, Dagda, because this could be the last one.
We do get the back that comes through, though. Rookie trying to finish them off.
Flashes over the wall. Look at him. 1 versus 3 while Elder's just being done. Puff zoning as well. And LGD are just stuck in this lane with a 200-year-old girl in front of them. Rookie gets poked out, but it doesn't matter. He comes back in and slowed on down. Kramer has no hope with Puff flashing over the wall. With IG feeling it. Who cares that IG were 2-0 down? They come into this third game like it's a no-brainer.
And they've just spattered the brains of LGD all across the rift. It was child's play to begin with as IG racked up that early control, moved into a power from mid-game, and now we'll close this one out.
Series ain't done yet. Maito Shy brings out the Vladimir when they need it most. And Invictus Gaming, their chances to go on a Worlds are not out yet. Game 4 coming right up.
LGD, that was not the game 3 that they were hoping for. Going towards this early Ornn pick, opening up the Shy's counter pick. And from that point forward with Ning looking spectacular on this set, IG get full control of the map and they bury LGD.
Let's count how many series in the past 4 days have gone to game 5. The grand final and yesterday. And we've only had 3 best of 5s, not including this. Not hard to count it, is it, guys? You know, easy math. This one has the tendency to lean towards that direction. Now, of course, IG need to keep this momentum up, but with that Vladimir pick, boy, oh boy, did they really put them in contention.
And this is always where LGD have struggled the most, is losing top, losing mid, losing bot lane as well. Like, if Peanut is not able to have a high impact in that early stage of the game, when we get to the mid game, LGD look completely out of sorts. And when IG are so far ahead coming in towards, you can see there, the 15-minute mark, even with 1 or 2 plays going amiss, they're able to just run home with the game off of these plays from the Shy.
And Rookie as well. I mean, Rookie we weren't talking about in that game because we saw that Sheer got that amazing shockwave. Sheer was the person who was really holding LGD through the transitional period. But Rookie had some real good moments. Puff has been playing great since yesterday. The series yesterday versus FPX and today, Puff has been really performing well. And IG, through that early advantage, just really rolled with the punches.
And it's great to see Ning now opting to play more